This type of Yerushalmi Terumos. In the article Oz B'Hadishim, we're right at the top of the Chesed Aleph. Rabbi Yonah Kachi Mishiv V'Shem Elokish Yochanan, and that is in the Vilna. And that on base on Aleph. The fourth line down. Rabbi Yonah. And our learning should be as close for our victory in the war against forces of evil in Gaza and elsewhere. Yibach Shemona Zichron. Rabbi Yonah. Kachi Ameshiv Reish Lakish Rabbi Yochanan. This is how Reish Lakish respond to Rabbi Yochanan. The machlekes was about we had yesterday. Somebody who stole truma from his mother's father, who was a Kohen, and the Kohen died. Rabbi Yochanan says he has to make restitution to, actually, obviously ate it, so he has to make restitution to the Shevet, and Reish Lakish says he can pay himself. Not the Chomish. Chomish has to give the Shevet, but he can pay himself the actual value of the truma, and of course he can't eat it, but he can sell it to Kohanim. So, Kachia Mesha Rishim Belokish Rabbi Yochanan. Daitcha the Tamer Misham the Shevet. So, according to you, Rabbi Yochanan says you have to pay the Shevet. Vatina, then we learn God of Chumas Hektish V'Achlev. Somebody stole Truma of Hektish and ate it. Mishalim Trei Chumashim Karen. He pays two Chumashim, 2/5, and a Karen. Mishalim Shleisha. Why does he pay 3? Well, says the Kamnoki explains, based on the Rabbaz. Since the time is looking to make us pay more chumshin, so you should say 3 chumshin. When he stole, he denied it, he took an oath, and then he confessed. He's got another chumash because of shvua. Okay, so it says the Reish Lakish, according to me, since it was. No law, it wasn't really coins when it became hektish. The guy is not really chayiv to shevet anything because he inherited it, right? So just like the Yoresh isn't chayiv to pay the shevet, so too in this case over here with Shumas hektish, no longer does belong to the shevet. It belongs to hektish, right? So just like according to me, the Yoresh really owns it. Therefore, there's no, doesn't have to pay the shevet. So here too, Hektish really owns it, right? Shumas Hektish. So if that's the case, not only two chumshin, one chumash because of Truma, another chumash because of Hektish. But according to you, that the shevet still owns it after it's been, even if I inherited it, even if it's Shumas Hektish. But it's still subtract to the shevet, so I can get a 3rd chumash. If I'm nishba, it's kofer, nishba, v'hoida. I denied I owed the truma. I took a shvua, and it was my owed the truma. The 3rd chumash. Let's add on another chumash. We have a scenario, right? So that's again according to you that said that the Yoresh is a chiv tashlumin for truma, even though the original bilus is gone. So here too, the Ganav has an obligation. True tashlum in the shevet. So therefore, the bailim have the shevet says the same din of bailim. There's a mokum for sure. There's a room for the guys to take a shvur to the shevet. So it's an additional chemesh. So it should be 3 chumshin: one on the truma, one on the mila, and one on the shvur. Right? The Gemara answers. Rabbi Yasa b'shem Yechon said, "HaTorah Rabo." Now that's cryptic, and it has to be explained later on. The word "bo" is added by the Kavanoki. So here just says Yotze de Gzela. Okay, well, anyway, it wasn't explained. I'm going to say Rabbi Yassi. Rabbi Zera said to, explain it now. The Torah says Yotze Rabbi Yochanan, you have to pay the shevet. That's true. But it's enough 2 chumshin. One on the eating of the truma and one on the mila. Because the chumash that you pay for eating the truma, you yotze with it also whatever chumash you chay because of gzela. So the chumash should be chay because of denying to the shevet. It's due and they then take a shvua on that, and then being when the shvua, you're not chayiv to pay it separately because that's included in the chemesh you're paying for eating the truma. Okay, so as he says here, Ater Amra Bo about this chomesh, Yotza Yedei Gzela, Yotza Gzela, and there's not a third chomesh for the shvua and the kvira, the shvua and the odah. Amra Rabbi Zir Rabbi Yassi, Rabbi Zir said Rabbi Yassi, Tartin Milin Amr Shem Rabbi Yochanan. They say two things in the name of Rabbi Yochanan. Relates Atun Amri Lane. You're not telling us what they are. I'll tell you what they are. Army Mishem Rabbi, I would say Rabbi Yochanan, Yotza Bo Yidei Gzela. Like we just said, the Yotze with the Chomesh, you give on the Achilas Shuma, any Chomesh Mechayiv on Gzela. The Leis Atun Amrin, and you don't say this over. I'm not sure why this what it means didn't say it over because he just did say it over. You don't say the Gzela. I guess maybe Rabbi Yassi said it after he heard it. It's not clear to me exactly what's going on here. So the Ritba Pnei Moshe Baz explained that you don't give the reason for it. In other words, it's like a time milsablo time. So that was his time. I didn't say it, but he didn't say the reason for it. Another one is Rabbi Yochanan. They say Rabbi Yochanan, but Makom Shchitasa in the place where you shech the paraduma sham face where you have to burn it. This is an Armin. You don't tell us why that should be the case. Malkudu. So now let's find out what the sources are, what the reasons are. For the first halacha that you might say wherever chomesh meichayv and gzela with the chomesh anachila, it says v'nosan lakohen es hakodesh. You give the kohen the kodesh. In other words, you give the kohen the tashlumei truma. Once you give it to him, you say gzela. There's no more issue of gzela anymore. I'm not sure what's going to add on anything here. It says Yasser Chamishiso because it does that. He says that it's really going on the rest of the pasuk. Kodesh Chamishiso Yosaf Chamishiso. So it sounds like he gives to the Kohen where he's chayiv mitzad the truma Chamishiso. It's chemesh. That's it. Without you say any other chemesh, even if you took a shvua out of your moedim. So that's what he adds on. The words b'yasser chamishiso. I don't know if anybody else adds that on here. Moshe doesn't seem to address it. Oh, because nobody addresses it. The article, this whole section is missing. The rest of this specifically is done. I wonder if Kabanaki got it. Well, no, it is here. Malkadon at some point is going to be Kush and Naslo Yotzideg Zelo. It doesn't mean down to this like idea of Chamishi so. No, it's not in the Rasulio. Yeah, the Rasulio's shot is from that the Torah. Since Torah didn't write Nasal Kohen Kodesh, says Nasal Kohen Es HaKodesh. Es teaches us that the Zar has to only pay Leis Chai Koz Achilas Truma, no more. S is mute, and even it has to be paying additional chomesh because of the gzela. It's one payment pays it all off. But I like the Kavnaki's shot. If he has Sarach Chamishi, so a love. One Chaimish. That's it. No more than one Chaimish. He doesn't bring a source for this, but it's a nice shot. Okay. Be as it may. So let's go on. Let's say she said, Al Pirsha Yisrof. The Kavnaki is it changes the whole Gersa around here. I see that. The way the Gersa is Nagamar is that Mao Kedon, that's the Kodesh Kodesh, Kevish Nasallah, Yatsi de Gzolo, and that the Gabnoki says the pshat of Kamishi So, and the Rasul says because of the S, and then Atuno Mim Shem Yokum Makum Shchitas Shem Teis Seifosa, the Lace Atuno Mim Minon, where is it from? Mao Kedon, what's the way, how do you know that there's the halacha? Liz Shemersha said, Al Pirsha Yisrof. Al Pirsha Yisrof, which we don't really understand to mean together with the refuse, you should burn it. No, so here we got Medayik. My church, my minahai, would arrive there. Rabbi Yerushalmi said, "Memokom pishas michai," the place where it has left its life. It's part of its life. Sham teisei fasa. That's where you burn it. Okay, so Rabbi Yochanan, who says that you have to give it, you have to even the grandson has given to shave it, is Karebi. That it's the matana is what makes the restitution. So therefore, I have to actually give it. I have to give it to the shaven. The shlok is Kabbalah Shimon, who holds that frosha is what makes the restitution, and therefore once you marfish it, you have to give it. You marfish it, and then you got to keep it, of course, because you inherited it. So that's what I assume. That's an assumption. Said not necessarily. Vinius Bark Reish Lakish Rebbe. It's possible even for Reish Lakish to like Rebbe. Ubilvad Bedavar Shuzaka Lino the Kohen. When does Rebbe say that matnaso is what's the giving is what makes a restitution? It's something which you have to give to a Kohen. But in our case, we don't have to give to the Kohen because you're the Yorish. But perhaps in Rebbe's Moida, in that case, that Hafra is the restitution. And like the following brisa, Hivish Pedam Petachamor of a mace. If a person set aside the Pedam Petachamor, a goat or a sheep, in order to redeem his Petachamor, and then he died. The sad died, not he, not the owner. The sad died in the house he saw before the coin acquired it. Rabbi Lezer Mechav Mechayusa. This is you have to give another set. Like the 5 slime of a son. If you never gave the 5 slime pigment to a coin, you got to give it to a coin. Find a coin to give it to. Get another 5 slime to give it to the coin. Say so you don't have to know. Once you set aside the set, that's enough. You don't have to replace it if it dies. Computer Meiser Shani. Just like Peter Meiser Shani. Once you played it, even if you lose the money, it's still part of it. The comic explains not what we need. This come out this, but he says wherever it is, it's Beit Gazer Rachmani. It's in the Kosh Baruch's treasury, and therefore it's as if it came to the hands of the Beit Gazer Rachmani. So here too, the Chamor be Mutabana because already it was redeemed. Umayda Blazer Picha Chamorim Shnaflu will be base of Imo Cohen. The Blazer concedes by Petach Chamor, which fell to him from his grandfather, who's a Cohen, is Israel. His mother was married his mother married Israel, but his grandfather was Cohen. So therefore, it's a Petach Chamor that fell to him from the house of his grandfather, who's a Cohen, that became a Shifrishon, Ifrishon Kadshu. So the well, the case is a little more complicated. The Pesach Hamor, which is born by Israel, it's Chayv and Pidyon, and it actually the Kohen got the Petach Hamor, and he died before the Petach Hamor was redeemed, and then his grandson, the Yisrael, acquired it. Once the Kohen is mafresh, once the Yisrael is mafresh, the set for the pidyon takes effect, and the set belongs to him, and the chamor is of course no longer kektish. So we see that even though normally this doesn't take effect, as we said a few moments ago, until it's given to the Kohen, the place you're not required to give a Kohen, it's enough to set it aside. So Great Boomer said, according to Rebbe above. Okay. The Gavinoki puts in a Tanya here. Tanya Achal Chumas Chaver Mishayim Chaver. If you ate the chuma of a chaver, the person who is a makabel upon himself in front of three chaver and three neman al chuma, then you pay the it's coin, it's neman al taras, so you give it to the chaver. Chumas amoritz, he ate chuma of amoritz, mishayim amoritz, even though he's an amoritz, and he's suspect not to keep a Torah. I've learned some most of the Taras of amoritz. What do you mean now to give Taras of amoritz? So you're right. So what does he do? No such thing with kohen chaver. You both the kohen chaver. In other words, chuma which ate from chaver, give to the chaver. Chuma ate from amoritz. You also give a chaver to a chaver. V'notad me'achas mehem, and you take the value of the chumas kohen amoritz which you ate. V'nosad kohen amoritz, and you give the kohen amoritz. You don't give the tashlumei chuma because it's not going to keep a Torah. You give that tashlumei chuma to a chaver, but you give the value of that, which is not truma, to the kohen amoritz. It's going opinion. The Chor is going to opinion that the afrosha, so it's mekadesh it. So therefore, you didn't have to give it to the kohen amoritz. You can give it to any kohen because afrosha is already what makes the restitution. So, but according to my number, that the matchana, the giving is what sanctifies it and makes it a restitution. Doesn't the kohen amoritz have to acquire it in order to be proper restitution? Says Gemara, no, but I haven't ate them. Exactly with the acher. The kohen chaver is zeiche in the truma, the rest of the tashlum truma for the kohen amoritz. He doesn't actually give it to him, only because it's zachin am shalom in front of. And then you give the then you have to give the value of this to the kohen amoritz. So the interesting way you accomplish that, which Kabbalah brings down, the kohen chaver is zachin amoritz because of zachin am shalom in front of, and that you have to do masnasa mekadosh to. But then, so now the kohen chaver has that belongs to amoritz. So the kohen use the kohen chaver, where he puts it, he buys it on behalf of the kohen amoritz. No, I know I'm not. That's very confusing. I think it's much more. It's so simple. There's forget what I was about to say. Mizake de acher means the mizake to the kohen chaver on behalf of the kohen amoritz, and then you don't give that actual to the kohen amoritz. You're going something equivalent in value to that, but not the actual thing because that's taros, and we don't give taros to an amoritz. Okay, that brings us to the top of Nun Testament Aleph, and I'll slightly far down, and we will stop here for today. Just want to look in the what the article does bring down is from the Mara Fulda Chazon Cheskel, is that which is not is that the kohen chaver takes the tashlumei truma and he gives into the kohen amoritz the value. Not sure Chachamim has to do that. Maybe the Baal Bais has to do that. Okay, not sure about that, but that's the way it's brought down here from those Achronim.